now getting to the difference of two squares. We looked at certain binomials, and we looked at what happens when we multiply them together. We're going to look at a special case now, and I'm just going to jump right to it and explain it. If you have two terms and they're both squared and you subtract them, you end up with this. So if you have a value that you're squaring, subtracting another value, you end up with this formula. All right, so let's give it some examples because that'll make it a little bit more clear. But let's start off from this side because we know from our previous lessons how to multiply these out. Okay, so let's start with m plus 2 times m minus 2. Okay, first will give us m squared, and then we have the outside, which would be minus 2m. We have the inside, which would be plus 2m, and then we have the last, which would be minus 4. These two will cancel. We end up with m squared minus 4, which is the same as m squared minus 2 squared. Notice this and that. So if you end up with two numbers or two variables or a combination or any, let's get rid of that, any monomial squared minus another monomial squared, you'll end up creating this. And it's a simple rule that will make it easier for you, but as you see, you can just simply multiply it out. Over time, you'll become familiar with it. You'll see the difference of two squares, and you'll be able to figure that out rather quickly. So let's do a little bit more of a complex example. So let's say we had 4x squared minus 25. All right. This value, let's rewrite it as what it is. That's 2x to the second power. Remember, in our lesson on powers, you can raise each value to that. 5 squared. That gives you 2x plus 5. 2x minus 5. Let's do another quick example. Let's say I had y to the 4th minus x squared. Well, we know that y to the 4th is equal to y to the second power squared minus x squared. We'd end up with y squared minus x. Oh, to be consistent, we'll say plus x. Y squared minus x. And let's do one that's a little bit more interesting. What happens if I have, let's come over here. Let's come over here. So let's say I had m to the 4 minus 16. That's going to give us m squared plus 4, m squared minus 4. Let's draw a little bit of a line here to make sure that we see that those are two different problems. But notice here, we still have another difference of two squares. So our m squared plus 4 is going to stay. We're going to end up with m plus 2, m minus 2. So this is the case of the difference of two squares. And you will find when you're doing factoring, sometimes it's easier to simplify binomials or monomials or trinomials, whether you're doing grouping, which we'll talk about later, or whether you're just doing simple problems. Sometimes it's easy to go from this expression to this one, or this expression to this one, depending on what your needs are for that particular problem.